Gambling Law Advantages. With Petar Pešić, attorney at law.
Hello everybody, I hope we can hear each other well. My name is Petar Pešić and I'm attorney at law here from Serbia. Welcome everybody to Belgrade, welcome to Serbia. As we say, dobar dan. I'm going to be speaking about the gambling law advantages since I've been working in the industry for the past several years, and of course this is by no means a definitive answer to the question, but it's, let's say, my take on it. Of course we can discuss later how you see the gambling law itself and the advantages it presents. So the presentation itself is going to be focusing mostly on, let's say, the theoretical aspect of gambling law and how it should be approached, but with the, let's say, a view on how it is in the Balkans regarding, of course, the more established jurisdictions like, for example, the UK. As you can see, the UK gambling law was brought in 2005, so the UK has we can say it's an old jurisdiction, but still fairly new comparatively wise. However, in the Balkans, everything, let's say, started a bit later. We could see Romania in 2009, and then it came to the ex-Yugoslav region. The fact of the matter is this area is still very new. One big example would be that there is no education for lawyers, let's say, in this region for gambling at all, for legal and compliance. So it's more of find your own place in the industry. However, even the law itself has, for example, in Serbia, has had several changes in the past 10 years since it has been adopted. So you can see that we are still finding our way, and I think that's, let's say, a matter for all of the gambling jurisdictions that are established, because with the adoption and the rise of technology, you could see that there are new issues popping up. Several years ago, I think it was 2018, the UK had a massive crackdown on advertising in gambling, and they are still bringing new measures to basically narrow the gap that you can have with advertising. However, that is still not the case in the Balkans. We are still finding new ways to advertise, and it seems like it's a more open place to do business. So in that sense, I think we are still finding the way on how to regulate different areas of gambling law and how to actually, in those regulations, survive and make a living for everybody. So in terms of the actual, let's say, gambling law advantages, this is just a few of them, but of course you can add more or maybe even take out some of them. The first, of course, would be that by having, let's say, a law or regulation that will cover this area, we have some sort of a road or path that everybody can take, whether it's an operator or a provider or even an affiliate. In that road, you can say that some of the rules are written. Of course, certainty is by no means a given. So in every regulation, in every law, there is a bit of a leeway, and for some practical questions that pop up every day, you really have to think about how to actually give an answer to a client or regardless of the area of the industry that you are in. So in that sense, certainty is maybe, something that we aim to have, but it's not something that it's easily achieved. And sometimes when we speak to clients, it seems like we are expected to give a clear answer on some questions which I don't think any regulator even thought of. So in that sense, we have to have, let's say, a little bit of careful approach into what questions we ask and what answers we expect to receive. In terms of equal playing field, I think one of the biggest advantages would be that all of the operators or providers, depending on the sector, would have, let's say, an equal playing field. And that is sometimes very hard to achieve. We can see in Western European countries that the new regulations that are being brought up sometimes favor the local pre-existing operators or providers. So it's very hard to enter a new market from that entrance if the law was written basically to favor the homegrown operators. So in that sense, if you have a clear and equal playing field, that would allow each and every operator, regardless whether it's homegrown or from abroad, to actually enter and create a successful venture in that place. For economic reasons, there will be many. Of course, the state has its own fees that they receive by each and new application. But of course, hiring a local workforce and generating revenue through that is also a big economic reasons for growth of certain pre-established or established gambling jurisdictions. So in that sense, bringing a rise to economy is not going to be a major boost, but it can have a little boost of maybe 1% or something a little bit around it that could give that economy, you know, a new way or a new path to some growth. And of course, social responsibility is, let's say, a new topic in gambling law. That is something that is still being explored by jurisdictions that are more than 20 years old, like the UK. And we can see that there are new regulations being imposed and new requirements being imposed on the operators. However, that is not something that is very much present, let's say, in the Balkans. There are efforts from various places, but the crackdowns that you would have in the UK, on the US, or some other jurisdictions is not that much present here. However, my word of caution would be, of course, to always be careful of going too wide or too broad, because that may force the regulator to play a hand which would be detrimental to the operators and providers that are in the market. Of course, we can say that maybe it would be better if we do not have a regulation, if we can do the business as we want. However, that can create many disadvantages. You can probably all figure out an example of it. But as I am a lawyer, I would always favor the regulation that would create an equal playing field, that would create, to some extent, let's say 90% if possible, certainty for all of the sectors, and that would cover all of the sectors, because many times, for example, even providers are not covered by the regulation, so it's only the operators that are covered. So yeah, that would be, let's say, my take on this. Of course, after this we have a panel, and if you have any further questions, or if you would like to discuss this further, I'm always here and open for discussion. Thank you very much.